Welcome to Community Taking Action, ABCD's program highlighting people and organizations doing great things in and around the Boston area. We want to welcome back to the program today someone to help us with the issues of recovery and addiction with youth, and that's Roger Oster from Ostiguy High.
Thanks for having me back, Gary.
For our audience that didn't catch our previous program,
Absolutely.
Shame on them because
Yes.
now we have to talk about, let's talk about Ostiguy High first.
Sure, absolutely. So Ostiguy High, just as a reminder, or maybe for the first time for people, is high school. We're part of the Boston Public School system, run by ABCD in collaboration with the GAM Foundation. And our focus is really working with young people in recovery from substance abuse, meaning they've identified that they had a problem with drugs or alcohol, they got help, they got clean and sober, and now they want a school-based environment where they can continue their education and their academics, but also get supports for their recovery. So this is our 10th year, and hopefully we've
Is it the 10th year?
10 years, and hopefully we've been getting better. Certainly it's been a really great experience, and I think we're having a really big impact, not just on the students we're working with at Ostiguy, but throughout the community and with families, and having a broader impact on raising awareness about these issues, and most importantly, making sure people know how they can get help and how they can get assistance.
Do you then on the front end, I would imagine, have relationships with professionals who are working with youth, and as they discover that they're having issues, can direct them or steer them towards places where they can get help like Ostiguy?
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about, human services, and it's all about relationship building. And, for our students, we get a lot of our students in recovery we get from the treatment programs. There's Department of Public Health treatment programs, so we're very well connected with them. But we work closely with Department of Children and Families, DYS, other community-based organizations, the schools, obviously, we are a school, and working with all the providers in those areas so that when they come across a young person with drugs or alcohol, they know that from a school-based perspective, they might have an option for that young person to get assistance.
And so it's a high school, so it starts at 9th grade.
Yeah, we take kids from anywhere from 14 to 21.
And you kind of work with them wherever they are in their academic history.
Yep, we meet them where they're at, and the staff at Ostiguy is amazing. They have to be very skilled because we get students from all over Boston Public Schools, but also outside of Boston Public Schools. So we have to get their transcripts, we have to audit their transcripts, we have to figure out what course schedule they need to graduate, and then we put them into the right classes. So a lot of times we don't really talk about like 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade. You're either a senior graduating or you're an underclassman. And so the guidance counselors coordinate with the teachers, and the teachers have to be ready and able to take students in at different times of the year. So for example, school started on September 8th, and we started with a certain number of students, and this Monday we'll be starting 6 more students.
Okay.
So as a teacher, you have to account for how do you develop your curriculum in such a way that you're can work with students all times of the year. And for the counselors, working with over 30 schools or school districts a year, you really have to do a lot of communication.
Are there other unique aspects to the model and or the curriculum?
Sure, I think what makes it unique, because a lot of times people say, well, we can provide most of these services at our school, but a few things are unique. Our collaboration with the GAM Foundation, which is an amazing foundation, substance abuse foundation. Their services have been, unfortunately,
out of Dorchester?
In South Boston.
In South Boston, okay.
Yeah, and unfortunately their services have been much more in need because of just the increase in issues related to addiction, and they've been there to answer the bell, and they've collaborated since day one with ABCD on the school. So we have a recovery counselor, a licensed substance abuse counselor on our staff at the school every day working with the students. We do drug test students randomly. That's different.
See, that's the hot question. So am I going to get tested?
Yeah, we encourage students to self-report when they're struggling because we want to help them and work with them. But the students will tell you themselves that there's nothing better than a drug test to keep them honest. So having the counselor, the drug testing, the major focus is academics, obviously, but there are some recovery-based groups that they do during the week.
What is Changing Tracks?
So Changing Tracks is inspired by Ostiguy High because one of the challenges we were finding is that young people of color were not accessing Ostiguy as much as other populations. What we're finding is a lot of young people were getting arrested, were getting suspended or expelled from school for drug or alcohol-related offenses. However, they weren't accessing counseling or treatment for drug or alcohol problems. And so why is that? They're having issues just like other groups, but they weren't getting the help. It was being more criminalized or made going through the school code of conduct.
So they end up going through the criminal justice system.
Yeah, or just like being expelled or suspended. And so Changing Tracks was kind of inspired by that and said, well, any young person who has a drug or alcohol offense, they should get the opportunity to have a conversation about that. So if they're pre-contemplative, meaning they've never really thought about how drugs and alcohol affect them, let them have a structured conversation or counseling session so they can start to work through those issues and not be start developing a criminal record or to be suspended or expelled. And so it's not Ostiguy High. We're not looking to recruit those young people at Ostiguy High. The program manager, Jamani Kendrick, who couldn't join us today, does a great job running that program with his 3 case managers, to get mentoring, to get connected to jobs, to get support around drugs and alcohol, helping them with their COREs. And it's been awesome to making sure that if a young person isn't in school, that we connect them to school. So for example, being part of a network like the Boston Youth Service Network that ABCD is part of, 14 organizations with high set and diploma programs. We can connect a young person to a job through school through there. Or ABCD's newest venture, Dorchester Academy. We can help refer students to Dorchester Academy. So if they're not in school, we're going to make sure that they get back into school through changing tracks or into high set.
Good. Are there other unique things that Ostiguy has going on? I want to talk a little bit about, unique things that are going on while they're in school and things that you may do once they're leaving school.
Absolutely. So Ostiguy High, it's really grown and developed over the years as this whole kind of recovery movement throughout the country and for adolescents. So it's really exciting. We're going to be meeting with the Department of Education because they're really interested in learning about this recovery high school movement. And
there's only a handful in the country.
There's 32.
Okay.
But it's really interesting you said that because a few years ago there was only 3 in Massachusetts, Boston, North Shore, and Brockton. Now there's 5. There's a school in Springfield, and a school just opened last week in Worcester. So this movement's taking off within Massachusetts, but also across the country. And we have the one young person from across the country who's going to represent recovery high schools for the Department of Education is going to be a recent graduate of Ostiguy High.
Nice.
So that's really cool to see our young people doing that. And like a lot of schools, what our guidance counselors focus on is setting up our students to be successful after they leave. So it's great. We have a pretty long alumni list now, and it's great to see when we're talking with those students, I'm at Endicott College, and the Boston campus, or I'm at Bunker Hill, or I'm at UMass. Nice. I'm going to Bentley, all these different types of things that are happening that are really positive for the students, and we're really grateful to see that for them.
I'm going to ask how students apply.
Yeah, so once again, please go to the website because on ostiguyhigh.org, it's very easy for you to get information about how to apply.
It's all there.
It's all right on the website, as well as for changing tracks. You'll see a button there for changing tracks, and it has our numbers. All you need to do to apply is if you are a young person with an issue with drugs or alcohol and you want help, give us a call. Obviously, we're a school. We'll guide you through the process. Sure. If you want your diploma and you're going to make a commitment to being clean and sober, then we'll go forward in the intake process with Ostiguy High. If you just need some help and some assistance, well, we'll find you some help and assistance and stay engaged with you. A lot of the calls we get are from young people who aren't ready to come to Ostiguy High, but who were able to help in one form or another. And that's what we're all about, is just reaching out, helping. But we don't want people to forget our main mission of we're providing really quality education to young people in recovery.
So, Roger, I want to thank you. I really appreciate you coming on the program. Congratulations on 10 years and all of the work that you guys have been doing. I think I certainly learn a lot every time you come on, and I hope that our audience has learned a lot. So I really appreciate you.
All right, I want to get to interview you one time, man.
That would be good. I wouldn't mind sitting on the other side.
You're doing great work too. You're doing great work too. Come on.
Thanks. I appreciate it, Roger. That concludes our program today. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you've missed any segments, you can get them on YouTube. Thank you for joining Community Taking Action. I'm your host, Eric Mitchell. Until next time.